Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I'm not even keeping track. Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. It is April Fool's Day. I do not have a prank for you. I do not believe that these are times that we should be playing pranks on each other. I remember a time when saying something completely outrageous online would be like, oh, it's April Fool's, so it's okay. Right now, the mood in the country should be very much on high alert. It should be very, very serious. There are a lot of people out there who are dying right now because of this virus. There are a lot of people out there who will die because of this virus. And I don't mean to sound dramatic, and I don't even mean to make this sound awful, but it is awful, and we haven't seen the worst of it yet. So first of all, I wanted to take some time that even though I am about to talk to you about how the COVID outbreak affected my online business, I want you guys to know that this is such small potatoes. This doesn't matter as much as it matters our healthcare workers, people who work in the hospital who are not healthcare workers, right? The janitorial staff, the orderlies, the administrative staff, the case workers. There's people out there who are not nurses and doctors who are also putting their lives at risk. So everybody working in the healthcare system is really trying their darnest to make this I don't even know what I don't even know how to explain how they are putting their own lives at risk for us who get sick and are calling the doctor, are calling 911, or are calling the fire department to come and get them in an ambulance because they can't breathe. Right? Those healthcare workers are out there and they don't even have the right protection on them. The PPE that you guys have heard so much about, the PPE is the personal protective equipment that people would use in an epidemic outbreak, right? Which are, rare in the world, and now is the norm that we're living in right now. So I wanted to kind of preface that whatever I'm going to talk about today, it's minuscule in comparison to what is happening out there in the world. You guys, take this seriously. You do not want to be that person who's trying to get a hospital bed, but you can't. All the ventilators are taking up. There are no beds. They need to ship you off somewhere else and you can't breathe. That is what is about to happen in the next couple of weeks. So you guys, as much as you can, stay home, practice social distancing. Whatever is happening in your state, whatever is happening in your country, know that sometimes the government doesn't make the right decisions. So just taking their word for it, just saying like, well, in my county or in my city, there isn't a shelter in place order, so it's okay to go outside. If they haven't put a shelter in place order, it means that it's okay. You guys don't think that way. The way that you think is, how do I prevent me from being an agent of spreading this virus? Stay at home, get your groceries delivered. If you have, elderly people in your family, get the groceries for them. Do whatever you can to help everybody. Just stay in place. And when this curve passes us by, it will be less likely that we get infected. But chances are that this is going to come back because this comes in surges. And they were saying this on the news last night. I didn't make this up, that there may be a second wave of this coming later. And we haven't even seen the thick of it yet. So whatever is happening in your state, in your city, please stay healthy. Please stay home. Please help everybody else stay healthy too. Okay? Having said all of that, right? I run a trailblazing out of corporate life enterprise, right? So a lot of you may be thinking, shoot, I should have started my business a year ago, and that way I would have my business online now, right? When now I have to be home, or I've lost my job, or I'm getting laid off, or my business had to close because of the virus. If I had my business, and everything would be okay. I want to tell you that I have an online business. I have been doing this for 2 years. So I wanted to tell you how the virus outbreak has affected me. So the reason I'm telling you this is, I guess, is for informational purposes. If you have an online business, maybe a few of these things are going to make you feel more commiserated with, more understood. If you don't have an online business yet and you were planning on starting one and you're wondering, oh shoot, I should have started this last year. Well, the sooner you start working on your passion, the better, regardless of what's going on outside our windows, right? Outside our doors. But I am hoping that you get a glimpse of what it would have been like. If you had started your business a year ago, you would probably be facing these challenges that I am facing in my business right now. And I'm going to keep peppering this talk with telling you this is very small potatoes. When you compare the issues that I'm having to the issues that other people are having, losing their jobs, being exposed to the virus every single day, and fighting for our lives, this is this small, okay? But I just hope that at least, in a way, this helps to entertain you, educate you, motivate you, whatever it does. I just wanted to come and tell you this is what's happening in my world right now, okay? And I understand where I fit in the world. This is not what's important right now. My little business is not what's important right now. Stay healthy, stay safe, okay? Having said that, do you guys want to hear what it's been like in my little online business this year? So these are, I just sat down and wrote 5 ways that my online business has been affected by the outbreak. Okay, because a lot of people think, well, since your business is online, all your meetings were online anyway, all your clients were online anyway, so your life must have not changed. Not true. My life has significantly changed. And I'm going to tell you, the first week that we were in quarantine, where I had my 2-year-old, my 8-year-old, and my husband all at home, it was hard. It was really hard. We are on week 3 of our quarantine, and it's gotten significantly better. Okay, so I am going to tell you what these 5 factors have been that have affected my business. And let me know if you commiserate with any of them, right? Understanding where we fit in the world and how there are much bigger problems out there than this that we're experiencing. But having put that into perspective, this is our reality right now. Way number 1 that my business has been affected is that people are not going to sign up for my programs if they don't know where their next paycheck is coming from. And this is a real thing. This happened. I was on a sales call with someone who might have signed up for the B-Fund program that is starting in May. And in the end, he sent me a message basically saying, I actually don't know where my business is going to be because of this. I can't go outside. I can't do my business in a normal way. And I don't know where my next paycheck is coming from. I don't know when I'm going to get paid again. So I think it would be irresponsible of me to spend money on something right now that would, yes, it would serve to elevate my business, but there's going to be no business if I can't figure out what I'm doing right now. Right? If I can't figure out how to get clients right now. So, and they didn't sign up for my program. And you know what? I'm cool with it. I can live with that. It's not the first time that I have heard no, and everybody makes their own decisions. I'm very conscious of the fact that I have nothing to do with their decision to sign up for a program or not. But that is one way that it affects my business. There are fewer people who would have on a normal situation, a normal basis, have signed up for my program, and now they won't. So that is one way. And I would say this is probably the smallest way because, guys, I am of the thought that I provide one heck of a lot of value through my programs, and people who are really right for it at the right time will sign up for it and they will not regret it, right? I have that completely clear in my mind. So I don't really feel bad about it. I feel more for the people who are in that situation. But if you're thinking of one economic way that is affecting me, that could be one of them. I believe that is the smallest way that this has affected me. Way number 2 that this has affected my life and how this has changed everything is homeschooling. Okay, if you have really small children, homeschooling is not really a thing. If you have, kids who are on the older side, 12, 13, 14, 15, they're pretty guided, right? They can figure out what their assignments are online. They can do the Zoom calls with their teachers or with their peers and their friends, and they pretty much take care of themselves. But if you're in the sweet spot of like elementary school kids, homeschooling has taken over our lives as parents. I have an 8-year-old, and I'm going to tell you the first week it was absolutely awful. You guys, as a good a teacher as I am to you guys, I am not a second grade teacher, and I will never be. I can never do the work that my son's second grade teacher God bless her. I cannot do what she does. So, but she's doing her best. She's sending us assignments every single day. She posts videos in this app that they have for the kids. So I can have my son, okay, go check your videos from the teacher, see what she said today, what she wants you to do today. But he doesn't have the custom, the ability to look at the assignments and say, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing today. I have to guide him through it. So the first week that we went through it, it was a complete nightmare for me. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, like, there were questions that he had. And I'm like, I have no idea how they're teaching you this. I can't even understand that question, so I can't guide you. And it was very frustrating because I felt like I was failing as a parent on this first week of quarantine that we were all indoors. And then I finally started to figure out a few other ways to do this. Okay. And yeah, it's gotten much, much better. I just wanted to tell you that. But homeschooling is a thing because look at what happened with my week. I used to have 3 full days without any of my kids, right? My son, my 2-year-old was in daycare, my 8-year-old was in school, and I had 3 full days during the week where I could work. Those 3 days have been taken away. Now I only have 2 hours a day that I can do productive work unless I wake up at 5 in the morning to do it, right? So how did this change my life? I don't have time to do the work that I need to do. I ended up adding an extra week to my Be Found program to make sure that all of my clients were going to get their websites and they were going to be beautiful and I was going to have time for it because of this quarantine situation. Another way that homeschooling has affected me is that today I had a meeting with someone, with 2 people, and one of them couldn't be on the meeting because they had to homeschool their kids. So homeschooling is a thing. It's affecting all of us who have elementary school children especially. And yeah, that's how it's, I don't have as much time as before to hold meetings and to do things. So things have been spread much, much thinner and pushed off 2 months in advance. Today I scheduled 2 classes, one in June and one in May, pushing things as far into the future as possible, which means that I don't get to act as quickly as I can. Number 3, third factor that has affected my business because of the virus. Because I'm not the breadwinner, the main breadwinner in my house, and because I'm the mom, and that is really important to being the mom, that means that I'm the one to make sacrifices at home. That means that I am the one who has to pick up everything else that my husband is not able to pick up, right? So keeping the house clean, doing all of the laundry for everybody, keeping everything sanitized, make sure that the kids go outside, make sure that I'm doing homeschooling. And on top of all of that, I'm running a business. But because I am on this secondary role in terms of economics in my house, I basically have to focus on that and be there for my family. I am not complaining, but I'm going to tell you that it is hard, right? Because I love what I do. I love my job. I love coming here and talking to you guys and coming up with content and doing all these wonderful things. And now I don't have time to do it. So it's shattered my heart in a million pieces. But at the same time, I know that I can't, there's nothing else that I can do about this, right? And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. And it's okay to have that dichotomy, to have those 2 feelings battling inside of you, right? Wanting to be there for your family and knowing that you are the person to keep the house running, and also knowing that you have to let go of a few things that used to give you joy, right? It's okay to feel that conflict, right? To feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. And in this time in history, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I really hope that my children walk out of this experience knowing a lot more than they did before, enjoying their time with mommy and daddy and with their brother, right? So there are things that are happening that I can't even comprehend right now. I just know that I'm in the right place at the right time, even though things have changed. So that's another way that everything has changed is I am the mom. So I'm taking care of a lot more than my husband is because he's in the other room in meetings making the breadwinning money for the family, right? So here goes factor number 4, how the virus has affected me. Guilt, guilt, guilt. Guilt everywhere. Guilt that I can't be there fully for my family because like I'm here doing work. My son is sleeping right now and my other son is downstairs. And I told him I'll be back in a little bit. You have to wait for a minute and I'm going to be back, right? So there's guilt that I'm here and not there. Guilt that when I'm there, I want to be here. Guilt that I'm not doing everything perfectly, right? I wish I were doing everything perfectly. I wish I had time to do everything, and there is no time. So that sense of guilt, that anxiety, it eats out at me every day. Not a great place to be, and I'm hoping that by next week I have a hold on that guilt. But so far, this is my current normal. Finally, my factor number 5, how this has affected my life. I am tired, I am overwhelmed, and unless I want to move forward in my business, I have to resort to heroics. I have to wake up at 5 in the morning to do work. I have to go to bed late. I have to let go of some things. I have to spend the day doing laundry. I have to spend the day teaching my son how to do fun things, right? Because I can't follow the second grade curriculum to save my life. So the reason I'm telling you all of this is so that you guys know that just because I have an online business, just because my meetings are online, and just because everything I do is online doesn't mean that life didn't change. Life has completely changed. And chances are, I know that for sure we're going to be in this quarantine for another month because school doesn't get back into session until May 4th. And that may change because the peak of sickness in the United States is going to reach about mid-April. In some states, it's going to be in the beginning of May. So chances are we may be here through the end of the school year. There are some states that have already closed the schools through the rest of the school year. So I have to figure out what my new normal is. But it was definitely not seamless, especially for entrepreneurs with families. I'm going to tell you, this was a big, big change. So I wanted to also balance that, my list of whining about how things have been going. I wanted to balance it with 3 reasons why all this whining is useless and counterproductive and it doesn't matter. Okay? By the way, if you need to vent, I want you to know that this group is a safe space for you to vent. Okay? Vent away. All right. And we're all here to support you. We may all give you new ideas. We may all give you advice that you have not asked us for, but I want you to know you can come and vent. Okay. So go ahead and vent. It's okay. You gotta let these things out. Okay. So this is kind of like my version of letting these things out. So here are the 3 reasons why all of this is just useless to even think about. Number 1, I am a very, very lucky person in that my family is not sick that we know of, right? We're keeping ourselves sanitized and make sure that we don't get sick. So I am very lucky in that my family is healthy, in that I get the luxury of staying at home, of being shelter in place and continuing to do work that I love to do. So when I compare myself to everybody else, I come out ahead. I am still in a really, really good spot. So I want you guys to think about your own situation. All of these things may be true. Life has changed, right? Life has just turned itself upside down in our lives, right? The life turned around in our lives because I talk good. Everything may have just taken a huge turn, but we have to put things into perspective that this feels to everybody else like it's a war zone. And we get the luxury of staying home where it's warm, where we have a roof over our heads, and where our family is healthy. We are very lucky people. Number 2, second reason why all this whining is totally useless, is that if I were working full-time, I would rather not be. I would rather have the kind of flexibility that I have now, that even though my 3 full days of work have completely been taken away from me, I still get to come here online and talk to you about the things that I love talking about business, about starting a new life, about having a new vision for your life. Like, I would rather be doing this than being at work, having to be shelter in place, and now having to worry about meetings and clients that somebody else imposed on me that have nothing to do with how I make money or the things that I love to do, and still having to work and get all of these skills, but at the same time I have to work full time. That would be a much worse situation. Okay, so being an online entrepreneur gets me that luxury too. So I would rather be here in this situation with these 5 factors that are making me whine than the alternative, which would have been staying at my job and doing this, but on top of that, a job that I know I don't want to be in forever. So for you guys, right, if you are in that situation, this should be all the more fuel. Not that you didn't have it before. You must have had really, really good reasons to even be in this group, to even listen to this right now, to even listen to me like this far. How long have I been talking? I'm going to tell you. I've been talking for 20 minutes. So if you have listened to this far, right, it tells me that you have been thinking very seriously about leaving your job and doing your own thing, right? So if you're in this situation where now you're home and you have to work full time and still take care of the kids and still take care of the laundry and still take care of everything else, I feel you. It's super overwhelming, right? Let's get started with your business as soon as possible when things calm down. This is not normal times, right? But all the more reason so that next year you're in a little bit of a different spot, okay? Third and final reason why all this whining is totally useless is that this is temporary, right? I'm here whining about how life has changed, and then this will be over at some point. At some point, we will be able to get outside and hug our family members and go visit our grandma and go visit my parents and, and go out and spend time with our little neighbors across the street. There will be a time when that will be okay. This is only temporary, and we can see an end in sight. It will happen this year, even if there's a second wave of COVID coming later, which, by the way, if you see the graphs, China is experiencing it right now, the second wave that came. We are going to experience that too. So even if it comes, this is all temporary, okay? So if we were living in wartime, right, like if this was an actual war zone, we would not see an end in sight. So this is my third and final reason why all my whining is useless, is that there are people that are dying out there. There are people that are much worse off out there, and all we have to do is stay home, okay? So I wanted to kind of reflect to you guys what life has been like as an online entrepreneur, as a mom of an elementary school kid and a daycare kid, as a wife of a husband who works 10-hour days. And this is what it's like. But I'm going to close this off again by telling you guys, the healthcare system is going to get very, very overwhelmed. And I want to thank every single healthcare worker out there. If any of you are out there listening to me right now, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you work at a hospital, if you work in an essential capacity, if you are out there delivering groceries, thank you. We thank you. We see you. We know you're out there. And I love to see that you're demanding the best possible protections for yourself out there through these strikes that are happening, strikes happening in Amazon, strikes happening with Instacart. You guys, do what you gotta do so that you are protected, because we need you. We need you guys, and you're doing the soldier work. You're out there in the front lines, and we love you and we appreciate you, and we know what you're going through for us. And if there's anything that we can do, please let us know. We are here for you. Everything that I've been hearing about from you guys is that we should just stay home. Done. Let's all just stay home. Prevent this virus from continuing to spread. Okay, I really hope that was helpful. I would love to hear what your biggest takeaway from this was. I am hoping that if you're feeling the same way as me, right, you have your long list of things to vent about, right? You have that. Come to the group. Tell us what it is. We support you. We're here for you. Things will pass. We're all in this together. Okay? It's okay to whine. And then we get up and we continue working for our families, and we continue working towards our dreams and doing whatever we need to do to pull through right now. Stay home. Stay healthy. And remember that if you have a question about running an online business, this is totally related. Sometimes I feel like I jump into these final reminders a little bit out of the blue. But if you are thinking about starting your business and you are wondering what it's like, how I do certain things, what content creation looks like, how pricing looks like, how attracting clients looks like, how niching looks like. We already have several questions that have been submitted for my Ask Me Anything session that is happening on April 7th. So make sure that you submit your question. Go to inacoveney.com/AMA, enter your question in there, and I'll be here in the Facebook group live April 7th at 7:30 at night on Eastern Time. All right, guys, I'll leave the link in here for you guys, inacoveney.com/AMA. Go submit your question. I can't wait to talk to you and to hear more about what you guys want to know about. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a good rest of your week. Bye. Yay, thank you for watching. If you like that video, remember to subscribe right here to get notified of new episodes, and don't miss the podcast version, Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life. Go look it up and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye.